good comp here. Byzantine Sushi and JD. More or less the same about this the other team. So you better watch out. Okay. Let's go and take a look at your gameplay. Remember that this map is a hybrid map. We got water by the middle. This is the only water. Wait, this is the only water you get on a 3v3? Okay, well then, I guess it's just maybe not efficient to move your villager so far away. So the way to play this map, I guess, is just like Dry Arabia. Okay, let's analyze your build order then. I like to start, like many people start on berries, and this is completely viable. I like to start on sheep, because you're not going to get too, like, faster to feudal by opening on berries. And you're going to spend those 50 wood on the mill that might be useful later on for lumber camp. So I would start, although if you're playing against an aggressive civ, this is the right choice to go for berries at the beginning. Imagine we're playing against English. You want to go for berries at first. If you're China, if you're Abba, if you're Sushi. Why? Well, because you might get early longbowmen and deny those berries. So this is a good choice if playing against aggro civs. If not, I would just go for sheep. Unless you want to go with your scout around too far, like go far away with your scout, and you're not planning to come back anytime soon, then you can open berries. It's not a bad choice at all. It's not a bad choice at all. You can do whatever, whichever of the two. Okay. So you got 7. Okay, you gotta have 7 here, 7 on berries, 4 on gold. 7 on berries, 4 on gold. Otherwise, you're gonna float a little bit of food in comparison to your gold. Okay. Let's speed it up a little bit. And now, what's your plan? What's your plan for the game? By the way, we don't have a chat here. We do. Oh. It's not getting it. Hold on. Oh, it is, right. Okay. I saw birds just to keep sheep as a strategic reserve and facing cap saves. Yeah. Milling 2 or 3 TC. Alright. Milling to 2 or 3 TC. So you want to go for... There are two ways. There are two ways of booming as Abba here. It was very common. It was very common to go for a wheelbarrow, like right away wheelbarrow, then second TC. For which, well, you have to leave a couple villagers on gold, right, to get that wheelbarrow as soon as you can, or just keep those 4 and until you get 150 gold, and then get wheelbarrow, move everybody to stone or wood, whatever you need. You shouldn't do that if you're facing a very aggressive civ like English, like French. Why? Because, well, if you waste your time getting gold for wheelbarrow, you won't be gathering stone. And if you don't gather stone and wood, you're not going to have that second TC fast enough. And you might get 1 or 2 villager killed. So it all depends on who you're facing. On team games, I would say just go for the greediest opening possible. Like in general, in team games, unless it's a 2v2 and like you're facing an English/JD comp, or something that's going to be very aggressive in the very first minutes of the game, I would suggest you guys went for the greedier build, right? Especially if playing on 3v3s or 4v4s, because by the time these guys are going to get to your base, because the map is bigger, you will already have wheelbarrow and potentially second TC or third even. So just remember that the bigger the map, the greedier you can actually be. Now you've left 3 on berries. That might be a little bit too tight, since you're on berries and there's a 30% increased gathering rate for Ayubids on berries. You might be able to constantly produce villagers. Sorry, but it's going to be a little bit too tight. Okay, you got 5 villagers. Let's see what you do, right? Let's take a look. 150, 60 gold. We're stacking a lot of gold here. You also want to get fresh food, I guess. Okay, 262. How much is it for fresh foods? 75. Yeah, they're going for the meal upgrade and fresh foodstuffs. Right. Again, okay, on this team game, that's fine. If you're playing a 1v1, don't go like leave one villager, only one villager on gold, not for the wheelbarrow, but for fresh foods. And you're only going to get fresh foods from your second TC. So once you have 2 TC or 3 TC, once you have your second TC, you get fresh foods from there. Why? Because you don't want to cut villager production, right? If you now research fresh foods, as soon as you're up, as soon as you're feudal, you're going to stop producing villagers. And we don't want that. Like, brood camp, not at all. Remember, you have to have short-term objectives on every game. Short-term. What's your shortest term objective for this game? Getting that second TC, right? Getting that second TC. Do we really need bootcamp? Not at all. If we spend time gathering gold, that was for something that's going to help us achieve our objective, which is maybe wheelbarrow, right? Bootcamp, not useful, right? So if we took the time to get that gold, that's only going to go for wheelbarrow and eventually fresh foods, but not bootcamp. I know that you're pushing out with 4 units, the ones that came out of the military wing, but it's just not worth, okay? Not worth. It's very true. My TC time should be faster. Yeah. Just focus on your short-term objective. What is it? Going for a second TC, potentially a third TC. So we're going to skip every other thing, right? Again, if you're facing a very aggro save on a 1v1 situation, you might want to drop a barracks first, get a couple spearmen, drop a stable, get 1 horseman, just to buy you enough time to go for that second TC peacefully. But again, on these team games, just go for the greedier build. Not important, not important. Okay. Are you planning to go for a third one? You would only place this TC. Buy the stone if you're planning to go for a third TC. Oh, and you went up with military wing. Okay, here. If your plan is to go triple TC, you should better go up with the other wing, with the economic wing. Because this upgrade here, this tech here, is going to reduce it 25% its cost. So you're going to get, not only you can get more TCs, but you're also going to get them faster, right? And your build is all about timing. Well, not timing, it's all about booming. So you want to have those 3 TC as soon as possible. In general, everything you want to do in the game is as soon as possible. So military wing is not going to be, unless you're like, let's say you're planning to fight in feudal. But man, that's not your plan at all. Like, your plan is to go for a triple TC. Look at that. Minute 6 into the game. You're going to get your third one by minute 9. By minute 9, you could have this guy in Castle Age like 3 minutes ago. This guy, or this guy who's the HRE. Oh, nobody's playing HRE on your side. Like, you could have other players being in Castle Age already. So you don't really need the military wing for feudal if you're planning to go for a triple TC. Okay. Yeah, Michael wing TC timing is 5:20 and 7:30 exactly. Okay, I see that you're sending more villagers on food. That's correct. Whenever we're going for an additional TC, we have to calculate the amount of food that we're going to need once that second TC is up. And we're going to need at least 4 for 1 TC, 4 villagers on sheep. For 2 TC, 8 villagers on sheep. If you're Abba, you can have 4 on berries as well. Abba or Delhi or Ayubids. Okay. Okay. I see you're making use of your resources, so that's good. We're being efficient here. Make sure you add in another lumber camp whenever. The closer you can to the wood line, the better. Okay, and for your walling off. Okay. Oh, triple TC here. Okay, good. Nice. Okay. All good for now. Also, I find it very helpful when going for like naked strategies, like second TC right away, or triple TC or fast castle. I find it very helpful to open stable. Get a couple horsemen and send them over. Because you're going to make enough noise to keep your opponent distracted for some time. And behind that, you're able to go castle. You're able to drop that 3rd TC, whatever you need, right? This is my first time watching a coaching session, learning so much. Thank you, King. Where are these guys going? Okay. Now, what's your plan? After this, what's your plan? I see that you're producing spearmen. What's your vision over your opponent and your ally? So you see your allies producing knights. You're complementing him with spearmen, but you have to watch out for what your opponents are producing, right? This guy's producing limited A, so I mean, I guess you were producing spearmen for the early horsemen. That's fine. Now, do you really need spear? I mean, you got your ally here. He's got knights. You don't really need spearmen. You can add archers because this guy's getting limited A. So the best way to complement what your ally is doing is getting archers. You always have to take a look at what my ally is getting. If my ally is getting knights, and we're fighting against spearmen, what can I do to help him out? Archers. I can add some spearmen too, but it's preferable if I go for archers at the beginning, at least. Okay, so somebody's castle. Whose castle? Sushi's castle. Okay, Sushi's castle. After second TC, that means that he shouldn't have too many units, and that he probably will try to get the relics, right? So you have to help. Now you have to switch your target here. I mean, unless you're 100% sure that you can deal good damage. By the way, you take down these these houses because they provide a lot of vision. Look at this. Oops. It's like a tower. Now, unless you think that you can take this guy down, ping down, you should turn around. Since you're in the middle, you should turn around and help green. What is green doing? Why isn't he castle yet? Okay, it doesn't look like green knows what he's doing, but green should be going fast castle here in picking up relics. There are a lot of relics in team game, so. See, like, there's nothing you can do here to help your ally. Like, he's got knights. What are you gonna save him from? Horsemen? Not useful. Whereas if you had like 20 archers back here, sitting back here, you could be sniping this spearman and leaving an A. And once these guys are dead, knights got free ride over whatever units are left, like jab throwers, whatever, right? Knights, even knights here. Okay, so always try to think of what my ally is getting so that I can help him. I saw you try to like move your villagers from here to there. You know how to do that, boys. There's a short on YouTube. It's in Spanish though, but on my YouTube channel there's a short that explains how to move villagers from one side of the TC to another. You may see me many times like imagine these guys are done here taking berries, and now we're here taking sheep. Instead of like sending them over to the wood line and going like walking this way, which is going to take them like 4 seconds or 5 seconds. You select all your units, like all your villagers, right? You click on the resource that's on the other side, at the other side of the TC. You click on that, and then you straight garrison them, right? Hit G. 6 shelter, G. They're gonna get into the TC, and once they're in the TC, you hit D, or which one do you have? Wait, you don't have. I think it's D for everybody. I think it's D for everybody. So you hit D, and they're gonna come out from this side and go straight to the wood line. So you're saving like valuable 2, 3, 4 seconds. Never knew this was a thing. It is. I use it always use it to move villagers from one side to another of the TC. I always do it like that. And it also works with castles and towers and everything, right? So let's say, for instance, that this was a castle here. Imagine this was a castle. The TC was a castle, and I was mining gold over here. I was mining gold over here. Let's say I'm mining gold here, right? And I get raided. Horsemen come over here, right? I'm going to garrison my villagers. Boom. They're going to come into the TC. If I hit F on the castle or the TC, my villagers are going to come out through the right side. Always through the right side. If I want them to come out from the left side, I have to like get select my villagers, click them to go gather gold, garrison them, and then again D. And they're going to come out from this side. So you can be playing around with your villagers, like repairing the castle, moving from one place. You see my point here? You can be playing around with the villagers, getting them out from one side or another, and forcing your opponent to be like moving with his knights or horsemen from one place to another while receiving aggro from the castle. But that's a little bit more advanced, I would say. I mean, it's not advanced, but you have to be fast with your fingers. And for now, just remember what I told you guys about the moving villagers from one side to another of the TC. Okay, you're going. What are you doing? You're going castle with the cultural wing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I many times go for this build order as well. Military wing into cultural wing, so that we have cheaper upgrades. Let me take a look. You don't have blacksmith, right? You don't have blacksmith. Okay, triple barracks. Gathering gold. How many? You're gathering gold with 8 villagers. I usually like to have around 13, 14 villagers, depending on what army combat I'm running, before I age up, so that they start stacking gold. So when I age up, I have enough gold for upgrades, whatever I need. Upgrades here, or eco upgrades, whatever I'm looking for. Let's say that I have a huge... Well, you don't have a huge army, but let's say that you had like 20 spearmen. The very first second you hit castle, you want to get those spearmen, you want to make those spearmen a veteran, right? So that's 250 gold. You should have 12, 13 villagers on gold, so that, again, they stack enough, so that whenever I hit castle, I got those 250 gold stacked and instantly get the upgrade for my spearmen. If I'm running a dual comp, spearmen and archer maybe, and I have like 20 archers and 15 spearmen, same thing. I want to have 500 or close to 500 gold stacked for those upgrades. Okay, I decided to move those other wood people, but yeah, I always mess up. Oh, you mean like you move this guy? No. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now you have to have a plan, right? You have to have a plan. You have no army. Your opponents, what are your opponents making? Basically, spearmen. These are JD's champions. Spearmen and jab throwers, which are not very, only 4 jab throwers. You can either go mass spearmen here and camel and camel archer. That's gonna help. That's gonna help your ally, because your opponent is getting knights and probably cataphracts, right? He went up with the hypodrome, so probably cataphracts and for now knights. So that looks like a good comp to me. Camel archers, spearmen, maybe some crossbowmen in case they decide to produce men-at-arms. Although you don't really need crossbowmen because your ally is getting knights. However, I would always suggest you went with a comp that had not only melee but also ranged damage, like ranged units. So spearmen, crossbowmen, spearmen, camel archer, and some crossbows. But going like mass spearmen and man-at-arms, unless you're playing Japanese, you shouldn't. You should always bring a ranged unit within the comp. Okay, do not get... Okay, one thing. You're going up with the cultural wing. This preservation of knowledge reduces it 20%. The gold cost of every upgrade. So don't get those upgrades just now. Wait a little bit, get that upgrade, and then go for the rest, because that's going to save you 20% of each of them. I usually start with golems and then camels when I can spare it. I don't recall going range this game. It doesn't matter. Like, we're here to learn. I mean, mass golems for now is going to help you. It is going to help you. It is the most efficient unit you can get. Not really, right? They're going mass limited A and spearmen. Just go for archers, I would say. And some knights, camel archers. And spearmen. Are you playing with friends or these are random people? You have to be really like in team games, you have to be really coordinated, and everyone needs to know what to do. So the guy running randoms, okay. The guy running, well, this goes for whenever you play with friends. The guy who's running horsemen, this guy has to take care of archers and jab throwers in the back, okay? There's no point in him standing here trying to take down those ramps, because, I mean, they have a lot of spearmen and limited A, so that's just not going to happen. He's going to lose his horsemen, and nobody's going to kill those archers. Knights have the exact same objective. They have to get rid of those archers. Once they're down, I mean, we can fight spearmen versus spearmen. Like, I mean, they're not going to kill me. Okay, but we need to keep our spearmen alive. And for that to happen, we need to take care of those archers and jab throwers. Okay, green is reacting properly here. Okay, good job. You see, like, we're missing archers. Like, who's going to take care of those limited A and spearmen? We're missing archers. ¿Cuánta madera cuesta reconstruir el distintivo? Ni puta idea, bro. No sé. La verdad es que nunca me para mirarlo. Lo bueno es que solo vale madera. Also, these guys' knights should be fighting purple's knights. Okay, let's take a look at your base now. You're making use of your resources, and that's good. Stables. Wait. Oops. That was JD dying? Oh, that was Red's JD. She's still level 2. Okay. Okay. What is Teal doing? This is your problem, right? This guy's sitting on 2 TC. A sushi. You guys are gonna have a huge problem once this guy goes out. So it was defended, but it wasn't defended efficiently. Now, let me check. Okay, you're producing from all of your TC. Nice. Be very careful with the idle time. These guys have been here for some time already. We don't have upgrades. We're missing a bit of gold here, but again, I think you're making use of your resources, and that's very good. Camel Raiders. Also, remember that as Abba, you can always build siege in the battlefield. So if they're going for mass limited A or mass archers, we don't have a response to that. We don't have enough horsemen. Just build a mangonel. Also, best way to take down JD level 3 is with crossbowmen. That's the best way. later on, hand cannoneers or cannons, whatever, right? But for now, H3, Castle H, crossbowmen are the best option. Okay, you're getting a lot of wood, I guess, for a farm transition. Nicely done over here. Mm. 27 spearmen. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, we're missing. Whenever you guys take a look at your resources and you see that you're stacking a lot of gold or a lot of wood, remember, we can spend that gold on units. If we already have upgrades, blacksmith upgrades, whichever I need. Eco upgrades, do I have them? It looks like you do. Good job. Okay, whenever I'm stacking gold. What else? Where's the mining camp? Here. Okay, all of them. Nice. Very good. But you're missing a lot of blacksmith upgrades, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. You only got 1, 1, right? Okay, you got 1, 1. Okay, 1, 2, 1. And whenever you're stacking a lot of wood, then drop military buildings, production buildings, barracks, archery ranges, stables, whatever your army comp is based on. We'll get more production buildings. Okay. If you're going so heavy on mangonels, I would also suggest getting springles. Because this is game changing. 3 mangonels are going to be deadly in the next fight. You have to keep them alive. If for any reason these guys have spotted your mangonels and they bring 2 springles, this is a huge investment. Look at that. This is, holy fuck, 1.8k resources spent on 3 mangonels, which I'm not going to be able to defend. So sometimes I even get like one mangonel and 2 springles, or 2 mangonels and 2 springles. Always remember that this is a very big investment. You have to keep it alive. You have to keep it alive. So getting a couple springles, 3 springles, sounds fair. Let's take a look. Look at the range on those. Bum, 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 bum. Don't let this happen, okay? Always keep a bunch of your spearmen behind. On a 1v1 situation, you guys may have seen me many times. Like engage with my army and split some horsemen around from one side or another and try to snipe those mangonels. Again, 1.8k resources on these 3 beauties. Keep them alive. And springle. What do we have? Do we have a springle? We don't. So now, I mean, he's not targeting your mangonels, but he could. Now he is. Why is there a difference? Oh, because Red brings his own mangonels. Holy fuck. 6 mangonels. How do you guys lose this, actually? Okay, Teal, right? Oh, yeah, he's a fucking Imperial. You're surely gonna kill this guy, but who's gonna take care of Teal now? It's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a huge problem, actually. Imperial Guards? Yeah. This is what happens in team games, right? Like, people don't give a fuck about their teammates. They just boom, like one of them booms like hell, and what minute is this? 25 into the game. They're Imperial, all of the upgrades, mass whatever unit, and you're done. Because you've been fighting. It's like a free-for-all game, right? It's like a free-for-all game. You start the game off having a neighbor, fighting with that neighbor in feudal, and suddenly 5 minutes later, once you've gone out of that first fight, you get one other player who comes from far away. He's fucking Imperial. He's got all of his upgrades. Same thing happens in team games, right? So you have to watch out for things like this happening. I would always have one player booming. In this case, it's you, but you also fought. You also fought in Castle Edge, so. But I think you're playing a great game. You're playing a great game. You're gonna need 52 on food. Where else? Okay, here. I think it's good for now. Make sure that you upgrade your units. Okay, you've got 31 golems. Okay, now they're going elite. Nice. Now you're gonna lose green and you guys are gonna surrender, I guess. Probably, yes. Okay. I think we covered pretty much everything that I saw on this game. Positive point here to highlight. You did get your eco upgrades, at least level 2 of all of them. That was great. Well done there. You were making very good use of your resources, so positive point there for you as well. Good job with that. Like many times we don't realize and we are sacking a lot of resources, and that's just not good, right? Every resource that's not spent acts as a resource that we never got, right? So if we die having 5k resources, it's like we never actually gathered those 5k resources because we didn't make use of them. So in that regard, you did a good job. You went up with the trading wing. Okay. I mean, you can always get the last one later on. Be careful with this. Be careful. Make sure when you're sacking a lot of wood, drop a lot of military buildings. And now you're H1. No, like you should, by this time you should have at least tier 2. 30 structures. Like if you connect all of your buildings, this is something that you have to work on. If you connect all of your buildings, make sure that they are all connected. I don't even think this TC is connected to the main one. Make sure that they are all connected. Because tier 2 gives you 15% research speed. That's going to come in very handy for Imperial upgrades. And tier 3, look at what you get, like 20% for all the resources, research speed 20%, and production speed 20%. That's huge, man. That's like, these golden ages are the reason why Abba is so strong. And the more time Abba gets in a game, the stronger it becomes. And like, it's exponential, actually. It's not like, like any other Civ. Yeah, that's a boo-boo for me. Okay. Also, things to improve. I would say, make sure the army comp that you're getting suits your allies' army comp. Okay. So if he's going for knights, what's better for me to support him? Archers, I would say, right? Because my opponent's going to go spearmen, so I can go archers and then add on some spearmen in case I want to defend my own archers from potential horsemen, okay? Or in case my opponent is also going knights, okay? And that's about it, man. Like, I think you played a great game. This happens many times on team games, that you just forget about one player and suddenly, I mean, it's maybe 25, 29. Like, obviously this guy has not participated at all in the game. He has been booming for 20 minutes, 25 minutes now. He built a death ball and you can't stop it. Dama needed to drop 30 houses without extra wood. Not houses, he needs to drop more production buildings. So he currently has 11 barracks, 4 stables, and 4 siege workshops. Like, I would even drop like archer ranges here, having this much wood, just to get some upgrades, and maybe later on I might need them. Play team games with chat members. team games with chat members. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, I could play with you for fun, but not ranked games. Only for fun. Okay. Questions? Person, any questions that you have? Remember that these sessions are being uploaded on YouTube. Person? Okay. You loading. $124 eco units. As Abba sitting on triple TC, I would go up to like on team games, I would go up to like 140, 150, and then just kill villagers. Or let them die building a castle, whatever. Would it be better to go eco wing first and then which wing would you recommend after that? It depends on what you want to do, but if you want to boom like hell, I would go with the eco wing. I would go with that one to get my TCs faster and cheaper. And after that, I'd probably go castle with the military wing. Like depending on the army comp that you're gonna be getting. If you're gonna be getting infantry, then yeah, military wing for boot camp and composite bows and right. If you're going for knights, camel raiders, like your army comp is gonna be mainly cav, I would go up with the culture wing. We should play arena games. What are arena games? So it depends on the army comp. Cultural wing for knights, maybe basically cav units. Military wing for infantry units. And should I have made better use of my army? It was mostly reactionary this game. I think you just didn't trade efficiently. Like I saw you trading very inefficiently 2 times. First time here, fighting spearmen versus spearmen with a bunch of archers in the back. So that was not efficient for you. And I saw you fighting over here against Sushi's Imperial Guards. And you had like 30 or 40 spearmen. Like you're not fighting the right fights, I would say. You're not finding the right fights. Aside of that, I mean, yeah, you played how do you call it? Reactionary, yeah. It's not like you can be very proactive when running infantry. You can be proactive when running cav, right? I mean, you can be proactive running infantry, but it just moves too slow. So you can't really get raids done. You can't really get to pressure resources. You have to be you have to move as a block, right? Especially when bringing siege with you, like you have to move slowly but surely, basically. Also, when pushing out, I always like to get like towers on the way to provide me with vision and some support. It's a mod on AOE 4. Okay, any other question?
جميعا ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التحطيم؟
French cannon is beautiful. Thank you for all the tips. Blacksmith, wing selection com, golden age, I think are my big 4 takeaways. No questions left. Okay, person. I hope you enjoyed it and you can make use of it. Again, this will be uploaded on YouTube if you guys have missed anything.